been such a journey. You know, we've spoken. I'm trying not to cry because just have loved you my whole life, truly, and I've wanted to meet you so badly. My mother has come up with schemes to try to meet you.
Yes, tell me the
years
schemes.
ago. Well, I used to paint. I was an oil painter. And she would always say, you know, if you would just paint a portrait of Ellen and send it to her, I'm sure that she would have you as a guest on the show. I don't know why you don't just paint a portrait. And I never did, and I don't know why. I guess it was because I was meant to appear in a different capacity.
Exactly.
On the show.
You're supposed to get on Saturday Night Live first.
Sure.
Now, let's talk about it's
Ellen.
Well, I feel the same about you. I feel excited to meet you, and and it's your very first talk show too.
It's my very first time, but that's not even what makes this exciting. It's that it's like I've met Jesus. I mean, if you believe in that sort of thing, that's what I've arrived at the gates, and here you are.
Well, I hope I don't disappoint you. I hope this is good. That's a lot of pressure for me.
I know. I'm sorry. I put you on a pedestal. Okay.
So you, how long have you been on Saturday Night Live?
It's been just a year because I was hired at the end of last year for the last 5 episodes.
And had you auditioned before?
No, it was my first audition, and thank goodness it turned out okay because I used all of my material that I had ever come up with in this 5-minute audition. So had it not worked out, I would have been, you know,
you couldn't go back.
Done.
Did you do the audition in Lauren's office, or did he go see you someplace?
It's in the studio where they do the monologue, you know, on that big stage, which if you grew up watching the show, as I did, it's like another part of heaven. Here's one part, and then that's another part. So just being on that stage is so incredibly overwhelming, and then everything you've ever worked for comes down to this little chunk of time, and I'm shocked that I survived. I don't know how I'm sitting here.
It's a lot of pressure. I mean, I've hosted once, but I can't imagine what y'all have to do every single week, and it's live, and you have to, you know, go through all these you know, sketches really quickly too. And you do the impression of me. And was it something that you had done before, or did you develop it once you were on the show?
I spent years trying to, because everyone always said you must do certainly you do an Ellen, and I could never do it. And then I thought I have to.
They're looking at that.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So one day in my apartment, I just thought, I'm gonna get this, because I was actually there. I was there at the taping of Here and Now, your stand-up special.
All right. So you were.
I was there at the taping of that Here and Now, your stand-up special.
At the Beacon, right?
At the Beacon, and I've since memorized it. So I went back and I watched it, and I made notes on the way that you say all the different letters. And it's the way that you say R that really sunk in. Some people say R, but you say R.
R?
I mean, it's subtle, but that's the key.
That's the thing? That's it? And then you got it?
That's the thing. And then also that joke you did about seeing Nancy and like, oh, that's not Nancy. That's not Nancy.
Yeah.
So it's those few things. And then...
yeah, that I think you have for sure. I know. When I get excited. Yeah. But... But where did the I'm Ellen come from? I'm Ellen.
The people who wrote it, Chris Kelly and Sarah Schneider, these two brilliant writers who wrote all of the Ellen sketches. And the first time I did you, I was doing stand-up as you, and I just improvised at the end. That's my time, I'm Ellen. And that sounded, just seemed to capture your essence, so I just kept it. Even though you've never actually
I've never done that.
You've never
ever.
said.
Or done that. It's like you're, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's really, really funny. I watch
so
it, and she did something that surprised me for my birthday. You made the most hilarious DVD that I watched and just laughed and cried and showed all of my friends.
When you called, I didn't pick up, and then I left you the worst voicemail that has ever been left.
Really?
For your birthday. Do you remember that?
No.
You must have blocked it out.
No. Why was it bad?
It was like, hello, Ellen, this is Kate McKinnon. I'm glad you liked the video. And again, you're my hero still. Nothing's changed. And I hope you have a good birthday. Thank you, and bye-bye. That was the whole.
No, because we had spoken before. I called you after you did the impression, and
Again,
I called you then.
Which I was weird then, too.
Were you?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Again, you can't remember. Your brain isn't letting you.
All right.
Protecting you.
Well, my brain has a tendency to do that. It does protect me.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to, because you have to, I've never actually been in the same room as she's done me. So today, you've got to update. I don't dress like that too often anymore. That's kind of like the old Ellen.
Oh,
and
is it?
so, you know, sometimes I dress like that, but not all the time. So I'm going to give you an outfit, and you're going to come out later on. All right? They're Ellen socks, too. Yeah. All right. So you'll go put that on, and we'll see.
I will treasure this forever. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, see you later.
Gotta go get changed.
Okay. If only I didn't have a bad back.
All right. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, that's good. That's a good stretch. Yeah. All right. Oh. Well, what do we got here? Gonna do an interview.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have time for an interview. It's all
Got
right.
some copies of my book.
Yeah.
It comes in a little teeny tiny one.
Teeny tiny one.
Like a little
one.
baby goat. It's so cute. That's so cute. Oh boy. All right.
All right, then.
Good to be. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, good.
My glasses. You can catch Saturday Night Live every Saturday on NBC.
Oh gosh, we've had fun. All right, it's time to say goodbye now. Be kind to one another, please. Adios. Arrivederci. Avocados. I'm vegan. I'm just kidding. I'm Ellen.
What's happening?
How do you sit in a velvet suit?
Well, I don't know. You can unbutton it a little bit.
No, I can't.
Oh, that's all you got on?
No, that's all I
Yeah.
got.
No, you
yeah,
can't.
it was designed like
Then
that.
that's the
All
way
right.
you do it, is completely flat out like
Yes.
that. Is exactly right.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
That's good. Is that
Thank you.
comfortable?
It's pretty good.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
That looks good.
Hey, honey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to
see you.
see you. You're a fantastic human being
You
for
too.
flying all the way out here just to be with me, and I love you.
Well, I got to, got to take a plane.
Yeah. I want to start off by thanking you. Last time I saw you, it was right before the world completely fell apart. It was 2020.
How do you mean? No.
Let me count the ways.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 2020, and you presented me with the Carol Burnett Award at the Golden Globes, and you were... lovely to do that, so thank you for
special.
that.
That's very special
Yeah,
to be able to do that.
then the world was kind of shut down.
And again, how do you mean?
Well, there is a...
I know.
Well, you just had it, right? Didn't you just have COVID?
I had it.
When?
I mean, haven't we, we all had it.
Well, but you just got it. You made
I
it for
still
about a
have it.
couple of years.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I had it,
But recently, you made
Yeah.
it for a long time without it.
Yeah. It It was nasty, and I'm still obviously a little foggy. It was like, I felt like my mind was wrapped in a duvet, and just whatever wanted to come out was just having a little bit of trouble. And I still am sort of there, so forgive.
That's all right.
And we're all doing our best at this moment in time.
Anyone who says that means you're in trouble. Like, if you say we're all doing our best, you're speaking for yourself. Hey, you went to Australia for a long time.
I sure did, yeah.
What were you doing?
I was filming the show Joe and Carol on Peacock.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I never was like, oh, I gotta go to Australia. I gotta get down there. It was not on my, you know, nothing to knock Australia. It was not on my radar somewhere I really wanted to go. And I loved it. And I loved especially, obviously, the nature and the animals. I became a bird fanatic. I was never one for birds. Bitten by a cockatoo when I was young. I said, no more. None of this. And then I fell in love with these birds. I was living like right across from this pond, and there were these beautiful black birds with this like crimson beak that I found was called a dusky moorhen is the name of it. And I visited them every...
There's one right there.
Yeah, oh, aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
They're fabulous. And I went every day and I visited them. And this one day I was eating a chocolate croissant by the pond, and they came and they took it from me. They took the whole thing and they devoured it. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. They're so, you know, how incorrigible. And then I Googled, I was like, wait, aren't chocolate and dogs? So I Googled, and it was like, the tiniest exposure to chocolate will cause a bird to explode instantly. And I was like, my babies! I killed my babies! So I called the city of Brisbane, and I was like, I killed my babies! I killed all of the birds in your park, what do I do? And they were like, well, how much chocolate? It depends on the size of the bird and the amount of chocolate that was ingested, how many grams. And I was like, I don't know grams! It was a pan of chocolat, okay? And they ate the whole thing. Anyway, I stood vigil by them all day, and they did not die.
Good.
So sorry to the birds of Brisbane.
But that's good for people to know that birds can't have chocolate.
Don't do it. I know you're tempted because they're so cute.
And you were in Australia for a while, and then what do you do with your kitty cat? Because I know how close y'all are in a relationship. Like many people, you love your cat in a way. Look at that. It looks like you. It looks like
thank you.
That looks like how you'd take a picture like that.
Yeah. It's a romance. You know, it ultimately at the very end of it, it is a romance.
Yes.
And I love him so much. I couldn't bring him to Australia, obviously.
No.
But you know, they don't do planes.
No. Much less a day on a plane.
Yeah. And he's amazing. He has so many gifts. He's very gifted. He climbs in the tub when I'm brushing my teeth because he wants me to make drips come out of the faucet and lick them.
Sure.
You know, which is like an incredible gift. His greatest talent is that when he climbs on top of me, like some sort of X-ray machine, he knows where my nipple is and how to put his entire 18-pound weight on my nipple only. I swear to God. Now, some would not call this a gift. I think, wow, you're amazing. You know exactly where to go to hurt me the maximum. Sometimes he uses it as a trampoline of sorts, just leaps on and then off. And that hurts like nothing else.
Yeah.
That really hurts.
Yeah. Okay.
Do yours do that? Or that's just me?
They all died.
Oh, no.
I lost all my cats.
You did?
I did. But that's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
I have erred. I am sorry.
No, I'm good. I miss them like crazy. But they're gone.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. We'll take a break.
No one told me.
So I read this today, and I can't believe that you've been on SNL 10 years. Does it feel like 10 years for you?
Oh, gosh, thanks. it feels like I don't remember a single detail of my life before it, and also nothing has changed. And it's just been the most outrageous journey. I mean, it was the only thing I wanted to do with my life, and I got to do it, and that's the most.
You're fantastic on it. I mean, you do so many different characters. What is the favorite? What's your favorite that you've done?
What are people laughing at?
Oh,
okay,
all
got
the pictures.
It. Yeah, got it. Ultimately, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but also, and you.
Oh, yes. Well, but you get to do the little dance move when you do her.
Yeah, but I got to dance more as doing you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That was so flattering, because that's how I didn't know you. But
yeah.
I saw you doing me, and I was flattered by it.
Oh my gosh! So I did it on the show on SNL, and then she called me. Imagine me. I'm from Long Island. This is my idol, and then she calls me on the phone, and I'm like in the hallway at work, and I'm like, yes, Ms. DeGeneres, I'm a fan, and thank you so much. Yes, I hope it's okay that I did that, and well, thank you. And then you invited me on the show, and I was like, oh my God. And then I was so weird, it doesn't get much better than this, folks. That's what you get. But I was so nervous and weird, and that was so amazing that you called me and invited me, and then everything you've done for me since and before and blah blah blah.
You're awesome. You're absolutely hilarious with everything that you do. And I learned also today that somehow I influenced you to start dancing. You didn't dance before?
I refused to dance. I thought, no, I'm too strange. I can't. They'll laugh. They'll all laugh at me. And then I saw you dancing, and you dance funny and also like cool and like hot and stuff, and like, but it's like also cool and hot, and it's both, and like that really influenced my dancing, like moving forward in my life.
I just think that's amazing that you didn't dance before that. So I'm glad that you're dancing now.
Well, thank you. I mean, you helped with a lot of stuff.
Well, thanks. I know your story when you were telling me how you realized you were gay is hilarious. That you told at the Golden Globes, but. Very funny. It's too long to tell now. Okay. What is because this is your last time here, we're going to play a game in a minute. You're not going anywhere, but what is your favorite memory from this show?
My favorite memory from this show is maybe right now. I wanted to actually, and by way of thanking you, I wanted to read you a letter that I would have written to you when I was 13. Okay.
Wow.
Dear Mrs. DeGeneres, my name is Kate. I'm from Long Island. It's come to my attention that I am gay as hell. No one else is gay for 200,000 miles, so it's nice to know that you exist. I bet if I ever met you, I would act so weird, so I hope I never do. Thank you for being so funny and such an inspiration and making me feel less alone. P.S. My iguana isn't eating. What do I do?